Welcome back to the Academic Affairs Update. I'm Raegan Neufeld alongside University Provost Dr. Jill Arensdorf. We've been talking about the 3 priorities that you and your team in academic affairs have outlined for the year. We've already talked about the first 2. And now this third one is maturation of data management and usage. So really quickly, maybe just remind people what the focuses of this specific priority are.
Sure. First of all, thank you for your willingness to do this. We've made it to priority 3. Maturation of data management and usage is really about making sure that we have good data going into our system and coming out of our system so that people can use the data to make good decisions. That's really all this priority is about, but it's an important one. I said during the video about priority 1 that that's probably the most important priority, the results-oriented culture, but so much of this data priority feeds into that results, because in order for people to get the results, they need to have good data to make those decisions. And so I'm thrilled about the progress that we're going to be able to make this year on this data priority.
Yes, yeah. So how can the university as a whole kind of collectively work towards reaching this goal?
So this is a university-wide effort. It's certainly a priority in academic affairs, but it is a university-wide effort. We have just, as a university, engaged with a company called EAB to help us with this project. And so one of the things that we have is a team of people from the university working on a couple of new opportunities for our university community to have access to data, the data they need to make those decisions. So we signed on with EAB for 2 products, one called Edify, which is a data warehouse, and then one called Navigate, which will be assisting our advising process at the university along with our Workday ERP system. So that project, that EAB project with those 2 new products is being overseen by our university president, and we have people from academic affairs, student affairs, and administration and finance as part of that team working to give this project life and meaning for the entire institution.
Gotcha. And I know we talked about with the other goals how, again, the university can work towards it, but then also how an individual or individual units can reach those goals. So how can individuals and individual units work towards a specific goal?
Yeah. Good question to get us down from the 20,000-foot view down to the day-to-day view. That is critical. So what we need people to be doing in academic affairs right now, and quite frankly across the university, is to be communicating what their data needs are. So making sure they're communicating up through the chain of command, so maybe to a department chair or a program coordinator or to their dean, who will then communicate up to me what are the data needs that people have. We have an outstanding institutional data team at the university. We have an outstanding tech services team at the university. Those teams are working together, but we also need academic affairs to be speaking into what the data needs are. So that's the question that I want to challenge people to think about right now are, what are your data needs? What do you need on a day-to-day, maybe a weekly or a monthly basis to make good decisions about course scheduling, about advising, about how to help our students be successful, about what courses to offer which semester, about modality. There's all kinds of data about how do we retain our students. There's all of those data needs that we have. They're just not readily available for us right now, and that's what we're working towards so people can have that more readily and can make good decisions from that. So keeping in mind that people right now need to just say, these are the data needs we have, and then we can try to build those into the systems we're building right now.
Yeah, like we've talked about it before with maybe I think the first goal, but it definitely sounds like all of what you just talked about will definitely have an effect on students as well as the faculty who are actually doing the work.
Yes. I don't know that the students will use those platforms. We're not into it enough for me to know if students will actually use Edify and Navigate. They may not, but they will be impacted hopefully positively by it, because we will have better data as an institution making decisions that will help students be more successful at Fort Hays, which is our ultimate goal.
Yeah. Well, I think, I know you said you had, this goal was maybe going to be a little bit shorter.
Yes.
So
Yeah, a little easier to explain.
Yes.
And hopefully people can really think about what are their data needs. That's the message from this video.
Yeah, so thank you again for coming in and explaining all of these. That actually wraps up the 3 goals that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Raegan.
yes, of course. If you maybe missed the first 2 goals, or I know the first video we just kind of did an overview of all 3, those can all be found on the Tiger Media Network YouTube page. So that has been the Academic Affairs Update.
Thanks, Raegan.
Thank you.